February 24th, 2020. It was just an ordinary afternoon. In the sunny city of Winter Park, Florida, the sun was bright, and life was moving at its usual pace. But inside one apartment, time had already stopped. The silence was broken only by a frantic, desperate 911 call from Sarah Boone, her voice shaking, telling the operator that her boyfriend was dead. That they were playing, and now, he wasn't breathing. When the Orange County Sheriff's deputies arrived, they found a scene that looked like a tragic, unfortunate accident there. On the bedroom floor lay a bright blue suitcase, and right next to it, the cold, lifeless body of 42-year-old Jorge Torres.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in a case and we were playing, like kind of hide and seek kind of thing. So I fell asleep, and I woke up, and he was okay. So I don't know what happened.
Okay, is he hanging from somewhere or what, ma'am?
No, I pulled him out of the suitcase.
He was in a suitcase?
Yes, and I fell asleep.
Right, is he breathing?
No.
In that 911 call, Sarah sounded devastated. But was it a joke or a terrifying reality? The police, at that moment, didn't know. Standing right there at the crime scene, Sarah told detectives a story that seemed impossible. Through her tears, she claimed they were playing a game, a simple, innocent game of hide and seek. She told them it was just a drunken mistake. According to Sarah, Jorge had climbed into that blue suitcase in himself. She said she laughed, zipped it up, and then she just went upstairs to sleep. She claimed she thought he would just crawl out on his own. But the investigators, they were having a very hard time believing this. Could a grown man really fit inside a suitcase that small, voluntarily? And if it was truly a game, why did it take Sarah so long to call for help? Leaving that quiet Winter Park apartment, the case moved into a cold, suffocating interview room. Sarah Boone was still wearing the same clothes she had on. When Jorge died, she looked exhausted, anxious, and she kept asking for more water. At this stage, the detectives were just trying to understand. But during this interrogation, Sarah's own words were about to become her greatest enemy. Sarah insisted, over and over, that Jorge got into the suitcase himself. She called it a playful prank. She said they did things like this all the time. Her tone had a strange, eerie innocence to it. But as the hours ticked by, the detectives noticed the cracks. Her story was falling apart. 1 minute, she said she went straight to sleep. The next, her story shifted, saying she thought he'd already gotten out. There was a restlessness in her body language, a nervousness that didn't just come from shock, but from a desperate attempt to hide a dark truth. The detectives sat in silence, listening. They had one question Sarah couldn't answer. If this was truly an innocent game, then why was there a video on her phone where Jorge was screaming for his life? Hours into the grueling interview, Sarah was still holding on to her lie. She repeated, again and again, that Jorge was laughing inside that suitcase. But the detectives were ready. One officer slowly reached out and placed a phone on the table. Sarah's phone. He asked her, "Sarah, did you record any videos that night?" Sarah shook her head. No. She swore she hadn't touched her phone all night.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Sarah, I can't fucking breathe, babe. Seriously.
Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me.
Sarah.
But then, the detective hit play, and the atmosphere in that room turned to ice. In the video, Sarah wasn't crying. She wasn't in shock. She was taunting him. She was mocking Jorge's dying breaths. The innocent mask completely vanished from Sarah's face. She had no answers left. The woman who, just moments ago, acted like a grieving partner, was now revealed as something else. Someone who watched her partner struggle for air and decided to record it. Now, the question wasn't how, it was why. Was this just a moment of rage? Or a deep, hidden hatred finally boiling over? During the investigation, The dark, hidden pages of Sarah and Jorge's past were ripped open, and what they found shocked everyone. Their relationship was a long, painful history of domestic violence. Police records showed that both Sarah and Jorge had been arrested in the past for attacking each other. When psychologists analyzed that video, they heard something terrifying in Sarah's voice, a sense of triumph, as Jorge begged for his life, screaming that he couldn't breathe. Sarah's reply was chilling. "That's what I feel like. When you choke me." That sentence proved everything. This wasn't an accident. It was a woman's horrific and calculated revenge. For the pain she had suffered in the past, she watched him die, and she felt a twisted sense of peace. For 4 long years, this case wandered through the Florida courtrooms. Dozens of lawyers were changed. Sarah even tried to defend herself, but the video was a witness that could not be silenced. Finally, in October 2024, the court delivered its ultimate verdict. Sarah Boone was found guilty of second-degree murder. She was sentenced to life in prison, with no possibility of parole. Jorge Torres finally got his justice. But this case remains a lesson for the entire world. It tells us that violence only breeds more violence, and that a mobile phone camera can be a tool for truth, or the ultimate proof of one's own downfall. Sarah Boone is now spending her final days behind bars. Living in the same silence she forced upon Jorge that night. What do you think? Was this true justice? Or does the story behind the scenes tell us something else? Share your thoughts in the comments.